I think we were. Did you catch my introduction on the
Yes,
video?
everything is okay. Yes, yes.
Okay, sorry for that. It's been a hectic morning since the beginning, and I told you I'm gonna do the introduction because he's under stress, and it looks like we are both under some sort of stress. So I would say general collective pressure energies. But let's get back to the topic because we got a very interesting comment from a person who does its job. By the way, that was Luis. Thanks for your comment. And many people are entering this stage that they are not aware what what am I supposed to do after? This is a brand new area that you're entering, feeling that you're leaving something behind, but at the same time, you know that this is the right step for you. At the same time, you keep wondering what are you supposed to do as you as a detached twin flame after healing unnecessary codependency from your counterpart and really embracing this journey solo. So I think one of the most important things here is to remember to withdraw the energy that you are actually saving. That's, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a ton of energy that you're saving once you redirect it back to yourself. So I think this is a precious resource that you can use either for further healing or maybe embracing some new project or new interests, like all of those expressions of self-love that you can finally get it back to yourself because you're not getting distracted by someone, something else that is not serving the purpose at that right particular moment. So I would say this is the main thing, like to remember that that's why the separation is happening. It's for you to learn or maybe notice that you're dispersing your energy, that you're directing it somewhere that doesn't really belong to anymore, and you're taking it all back to yourself. And what can happen also once you do that, you may see that you are suddenly having a lot of extra power. Like maybe you cannot sleep that well because you're gonna have all those energies getting back to you, and you're gonna be trying to find a way to process them, to put them into something.
Yeah, kind of like what I was going to say, and she was saying it down in the video, and we're like, oh my God, why should I get this? Hi, Erica. Thank you for coming in. Glad to see you here, and glad to see all of you. Thank you guys for coming and watching us. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Or if you're watching the video right after, you can put the comments below. I will love those kind of like a comments there because we went through the journey. Today was kind of like of the energy of even to the lot of the philosophers. They said you're gonna have three laws in your life. One's gonna wake you, one's gonna break you, the third one is gonna make you. But talking about right now, when you see that you put all these energies out, I stated this years ago, but this is right now, it's very, very beautiful because right now within all the awakening and is been into the journey, and particularly when we're practicing the journey with Paulina, the things are a little bit more enlightened, more you see more afterwards. Talking about the energies balance, because he, in the beginning, when you awaken, you put all your energy, time, and effort towards a person, and when you don't get the feedback, you're putting until the point of exhaustion. You see, and when I come to the point of exhaustion, you are detached from your twin flame because guess what? There is no cooperations is in there. Okay, so with the detachment, you're gonna feel lost in a way because you're losing this energy that you had the expectations of what is going to happen. All right, you finally realize that it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how many letters, it doesn't matter how much you chase them. Okay, they're not doing what you think them that you want them to do. What do you think it's proper way to do it? And then you surrender. Okay, when you surrender to that, the surrendering itself is telling you it's time to put focus on you. Stop with this and detach from this. And now this is the process of the detachment. And you're going to feel lost because it doesn't have the previous energies in there. But that loss is going to be able to help you to make a transitions to find your true self. And that is the key point, that finding your true self is going to lead you in the path of the journey of within yourself. And when you do that in there, you're going to be able to evolve, recognize a new patterns. When I'm talking about recognizing new patterns, that's going to be a psychological, emotional, philosophical, spiritual patterns, and they are going to start leading you as a twin flame that you're going in. You see, uh, when you focus the energy only to the one person in a certain area of life, okay, you are missing certain things. You need to understand, first of all, you gotta be your twin flame. You gotta be dealing with your own stuff in the material world. You gotta be able to deal with your friendshipness around, with the family, how you heal family patterns in there. Then you have to deal with your ego. You have to put yourself together. You got to organize yourself. And then you can talk about the relationships, intimacy. You can talk about philosophy. Start doing the work in there. And after you're doing the work, you're going to be improve yourself and you're going back into the spirituality in there. So when you see this, take a look at it. What was the main reason you were supposed to detach from your twin flame? Because a lot of the twin flames they only focus on one thing. Okay, and when you focus only on one area, particularly a lot of the people they're interested only in the intimacy with their twin flame. The intimacy is not going to be able to resolve the situations. You need to understand, twin flame it possessed and unite all these patterns that I was talking to, and the journey can trigger whatever it's necessary. Okay, either work on yourself, friendshipness, material world, relationships, family, however it's in your case. Okay, so now since you're detached, you begin to understand the patterns that you are gonna be have to fix, and you're walking into a journey of. And now, when you're walking in there, you're gonna find the power of self motivation, because the detachment is gonna be putting that power within yourself, as the power within yourself is gonna be beginning to empower you, because you're not ready for the job. You're a chaser. Either the chaser or runner doesn't matter. You are not ready for that. And that's what the detachment, in a way, is the various healthiest thing that you can experience. But motivations, you need to understand what motivates you. The motivations is starting to coming with joy. You're beginning to enjoy life again in a different state of existence as you evolve from that. And the detachment will help you. So,
Yeah, one other thing that will be happening, like just after you enter this new stage that you finally surrendered, you feel like those things are beyond your control. You may feel helpless, like it's just really, because this is the moment that you realize that we really don't have control over our lives and our like life paths. So sometimes it's a little bit a painful experience to come in terms to this reality, to actually acknowledge, I think there is some higher order of things, that things will not be able to go my way, and we are kind of losing this hope for our reality as we build in our head. But at the same time, it opens up for us this actual reality. So it's like this expansion that happens because you stop carrying those pink glasses and just thinking things will be going your way, but you kind of enter more humble part of the journey when you learn that I'm not really in control here. And it's even if I wish something for myself very, very badly, things are not gonna go this way because probably there is something else that I'm supposed to be doing. But this very moment that you really let it go, you may sense, like it can be almost like feeling on a physical level, like things are falling away from you. And at the same time, it's gonna be this huge expansion. But at the same time, remember that there will be some grieving process connected to it, because when we are losing anything, whether it's a job or people from our life or our pets, anything, all of those moments have to be properly processed, not to carry this trauma, unprocessed emotions into the next stages of your journey. So, especially if it is such a painful experience that is this twin flame separation and finally surrender, while this is a very freeing moment, it is associated with some sort of a pain or sort of helplessness. Those are, I don't want to say low vibrations, but they are very uncomfortable feelings that we just have to go through along the journey. But at the same time, it's kind of teaching you how many different spectrum of emotions we can experience here as human, kind of showing us all the colors of emotions that can be associated with relationships, with building something with people. So this is just like necessary in terms of a soul experience here on earth. This is just additional part that you chose to experience here, and you're gonna be making it a little bit easier on you if you just get on with that. It's just okay. That was some necessary step in my journey. It's painful. It's not coming my way. Let's see what next can await me once I will detach from my idea, like my wanting. The things have to go my way. Let's see. This it was not working my way. Let's see. Maybe there is some other way, and that's how you kind of open your arms for this other opportunity. So you remove the resistance.
Detachment. It's a very you need to understand the detachment, and let me kind of like a picture it for you. So as Paulina was talking about it, you imagine that your twin flame, it's right here like a big giant mountain, doesn't move, and you're tied up to that connection with the one rope, and you're trying to move out through the journey, and you're trying to move the mountain with you. Okay. And then you understand that at some point you have to detach from this connection because it's not moving anywhere else. Okay. And you have two pains. Let me explain. Let me talk about a little bit about those pain. The one of the pain is because the things doesn't move. The one of the pain, the other pain that is because you don't want to let it go. You feel like stuck into the journey. And without stuckiness, there is only one resolution. You to detach with that. And when you detach, you're finally gonna be free. Okay? Because when you feel free in there, you're finding your own freedom of to go out within the journey by your own. You're finding your own powers. And I seen it that even within the community, a lot of the people, okay, what it's actually happening in there is they are still attaching to that, and they stay to that attachment because they don't want to face the pain of separations in there because it's not healthy, and they do whatever they want to do just to be with that person that doesn't want to do anything. They want to go with the mountain that doesn't want to move, and they stays in there. They stay in that position. They stay for as many years in there. So the other side of the people who are recognizing the spiritual evolutions that's happening within them, they are detached from that stickiness. They understand that it is not healthy, is not proper, is not in the right positions, and they begin to become what it's the butterfly. Okay, they change themselves. You go into this cocoon. Yeah, you're gonna go through the cocoon mode after you detach from your twin, but you're gonna be changing to that powers because right now the time, the effort, the energy within you, it's beginning to be available to you. I talked about this years ago. When you sending energy, do you understand that when you're sending the energies to your supposed to twin flame in there, you put that energy there and that energy just stays in to the space doing nothing. They don't accept that energy, they don't take it, that energy, and that energy just stays in a time and space. Right now, when you take that energy, you take that energies back into you. When you detach, all that energy that was invested into the time and space, into that connection, it's coming back to you. You know how many things you can achieve without energy is the process there. And this is why most of the people they like to go in there, But if you were the one who's detaching from your twin flame to do your inner work, okay, that is it, the greatest gift you're going to do to yourself. But at the same time, you're going to be allowing to stop chasing running dynamic. You're going to be beginning to awake and aware of the consequences of the situations that it's coming, and you're going to go to the next stage of eliminations of in your own self. That is a that purpose that you're supposed to do here, okay, and you're feeling it from within you. And when you finding that energy, the motivations that it's coming, it's gonna be attached with the one another feelings that you're gonna understand. That is the freedom that comes with the inner peace within yourself, that you are peaceful with the way the situation is. That's gonna be turning into a natural spiritual joy. Okay, and now that energy within you is gonna beginning helping you to really rise up, and that is going to be leading you to motivating you to really talking about it, because that's what brought me in the first place. Okay, because with my awakening through the soul connection, through that spirituality, there is nothing happened for years and years and years, right? But I did that work, okay, and I give that energies in there and so on. But I understood one thing after I detached. I found the energy that was supposed to be done with this. I took it and put it out there for the people so they can be. And you can use that motivation, that inspirations to do and sharing. And that's what the sharing it is, the most powerful thing that you can do as motivations in your journey. Okay? Because you overcome, you've been there, you've done that, and now the natural motivations is going to be coming in towards you and its own natural path of events there. So be mindful about this, because it's a beautiful thing, because you will finding the energy of the freedom, okay, and there is, you can actually free that person so they cannot feel like you constantly chasing them, you constantly monitoring through the social media, through the social life, however in your case might be. You also give them the freedom of choice within that, and that's what love is about it, to give them a choice, because you give the self-love to yourself, but at also the same time you're allowing that person to discover what they need to discover. If they're meant to be, you will be, but if they're not, you're keeping going. And then you're going to be even going in the next levels. We were talking about this before with this. But
Mm.
the motivations, it's going to come back natural. Don't think that when you detach from your twin flame, you're going to lose the motivation. The motivation is going to be developed itself again. So for those who wants to be encouraged, go ahead and do it. You'll be fine with that.
Mm. No, this motivation will be coming back, but it's gonna be a little bit different focus, because I think people can associate or resonate with that. If we are in this desperation part where we are just clinging on to something that just because we are afraid to let it go, because we cannot see what's on the other side, we always having this idea in our mind that that's how my journey is gonna go with this person, that's what I feel, that's what my intuition is telling me, and all of that. Just be very, very mindful. There is nothing that will be telling you for sure. The only thing that will be showing you your way forward is your life, and your 3D life will be going its own way. While yes, we have our intuitions, but we talked several times that it's, you're never really sure which timelines you're talking about, which maybe even which incarnation you're talking about here, that we kind of remember once we are entering those relationships and soul connections. It gets messy. So our anchor here, it's our 3D reality that has a chance to properly develop once you let go of your visions. Because sometimes we saw something in a vision, and maybe that was even like years ago, and we cling on to this vision because we think that's what it meant. Wow. I know I mentioned a few times that, for example, if you have a vision with you and your twin flame, people love to believe that that's how it's going to happen. I saw the future, that's how it's going to be. Wow. It's just your soul will find the right language to show you where you stand in a journey. And that explains why people have dreams that my twin flame doesn't talk to me. My twin flame screams at me. Oh, finally, my twin flame hugs me. We start talking, and all of that. Oh, we're coming into union. And there's nothing in 3D. But on a spiritual level, you'll be coming into union with yourself. But just because of this a little bit misunderstandings we have here, it all relates to your own journey, how your journey will unfold. But as I said, we have to allow this 3D reality to come into right form by removing this resistance. And that's partially why it's so hard to find those motivations, because a lot of our beliefs and our motivation and goals we build around this idea that, oh, we're gonna do that once we have this person back. When this union will solidify and come into fruition and we're gonna get our person back. And once we are asked to let go of all of those ideas and goals, we feel like, oh, there's nothing left. And we realize, oh, all of those things that we built into our head was related to the having a certain person around. And if we remove that person, those goals are gone. So it feels like we just build it for the sake of, oh, if they are back, or I'm gonna do it for them, or for this vision with them. But there's a lot of dependency there, as if all of those dreams and motivation, yes, they were very conditional. They were related just to maybe to that specific person, or maybe to this vision that we built in our head. So it's gonna be this process of redefining our new needs, maybe new dreams, or maybe the same dreams as you had with your twin, but maybe adjust them a little bit so they match your reality better. So it's like, I also was thinking about it some time ago, since we have some level of familiarity with the people who we consider our twins, our very close connections. They are here as our guidelines as well. If you don't know where to start your work, observe these connections, and just, it's okay to, if something resonated very much from your connection because they were doing certain thing, you felt like you would love to do that, you can try experimenting with that, but don't put maybe those dependencies and requirements that it can happen only with a specific person. So that's why we have this, the whole, like the big part of us kind of falls away. It kind of falls into parts, and we have to capture the parts that are relevant for our next journey, but they are not going to be based on our dependencies or our desperations. And you're going to learn what it means to be you, free you, and you're going to be starting rebuilding yourself and just thinking really what you want to do with your life from now on, knowing that you're free. You don't have to wait for anyone. You can just start building your life, and just, you can start doing this inner work that maybe you were neglecting just because it was more comfortable to wait for your twin to go back to you, and maybe, oh, we're gonna heal together, because that's also very common. People are having this complex that there will be a savior who will come, and that's when the inner work will be starting. So yeah, those few points, it's good to remember that it's always about really taking this focus inwards and just really consciously starting to decide, oh, what I really want to do with my life. It doesn't have to be right away, like you know everything, because it's not about putting pressures on yourself, but just gradually, step by step, putting more awareness into your journey, because you can start building your life as you want without needs that have to be fulfilled by someone specific.
A lot can be talked about this. Hopefully, you guys listen at a little bit deep and sense her vibrations, because her way of delivery this information to you guys is very powerful. Um, Here's what I'm going to be adding into this and there. Be an observer, but don't be a copy machine. Okay, a lot of the people out there, they are copy from the copy, the copy, the copy. And then what happens with my journey? Don't copy, but create yourself. You are observing the other people's journey, the other people who are in the journey. Go ahead and there. Seek it at where they were, where they are, and seeking it where you are, where you need to be, but seeking it from within. That is going to be giving you a lot of freedom, a lot of detachment, but also is going to be able to help you to develop a healthy patterns within you. We are going to see what it's not healthy by observations, okay? But when you looking at the observations, what are you observing? With what energy are you observing? Most of the people, what they observe is like, oh, it happens to them, it's going to happen to me. It happens to this, so it's going to happen to us as well. And guess what? You're already copying situations within you. And that is it, you're going to be in there. There is no guarantee in this world, only an opportunities. Okay. And some other people, they went out and they're about like, oh, it's guaranteed. I saw it in the vision. And then they come back and deal, I saw these visions. Why it doesn't happen? Where was your ego that? What was your state? How did you program yourself? Do you observing your own self? A lot of the people don't do the observations. They don't do the self observations, and that is a crucial key. And let me explain why. Most of the people, they don't observe their own negative side, so how can change it to a positive? That is a crucial key, because what it was triggered to the awakening within the connections in there, it is about you to observe. But why are you observing others? So you can see and recognize your own self within the others. So you can see those patterns that needs to be understood, those unprocessed emotions, those psychological situations of your psyche, how you're understanding this, your new philosophy that is going to come with it. Then the spirituality is also going to come in and kick in within and performing within you. And this is a why try not to copy and paste. Look, understand, and look from within, and then I apply what it needs to be within yourself in there. But this beautiful moments is gonna comes in when actually the self inspiration is gonna be kick in. You need to understand that you as a self learner, self educations, self inspirations, self starter, okay, it doesn't require savior from an outside. You are your own savior in there. Okay? And when this is come, it's gonna be able to help you in so many ways. Okay? In so many ways with this. Eva, in our natural joy, happiness in life, in our feminine energy, we become magnetic. Nobody outside of us, focus on us, we are as a whole. When we focus outside, we already separate itself. Exactly. Focus from within in, and let the outside is going to be the reflections in there. Okay? But let me tell you something. Don't feel discouraged when you do work on progress. Because when you do a work on a progress, you're going to be looking at that image outside, and that image outside is also going to be a work on a progress. Okay? So when you look at it in yourself, fixing it in yourself, and then that is going to come in. I want to say thank you to my love baby. Thank you. She sent me a one video about the lady that she was talking about, like reflections in an image. Well, if when you look at it on outside, that is the reflections of what it's in the inside. So if you want to be, doesn't matter how much you're going to be working on outside and you try to paint it with whatever situations is, guess what? It's not gonna change. It's the same thing with your twin flame. You ain't not gonna be going out there and painting different colors on your twin flame, whether they actually are not, because they haven't changed on the inside. But guess what? It's the same thing as applied to you. You have trying to erase all these situations is in there within yourself, but guess what? Go ahead and try to clean up the dirty spot on the mirror from in there. The dirty spot is in you, not in the reflection. So you need to clear the image. to have a self-reflection with the reflections. And this is why you need to look at yourself, your own actions, the mirror that it's happening from with yourself. And it's very beautiful, and I have to agree with you, Eva, about it. Okay? Because when we focus on the outside, we are not focusing the proper image. Okay? So giving you kind of like a very beautiful advices on here. And if any of you have some more questions about it, please don't hesitate in that. All right.
No, that's a good. Actually, like once you begin to work on yourself, and that's a good starting point. It's if you really have troubles, where to begin. Because we have all this time and all this energy, and now my mind is free. What am I gonna do with this? I would say you're in a very comfortable spot just to observe this connection. Yes, this connection that you recently had, but also the connections that were before or maybe during, because you're gaining this objectivity. You're gonna see people's faults. You're gonna see, but objectively. No, you're not gonna be blamed. So it's not gonna be any more blame game. He did that or she did that. It's just no. We were both not ready. What went wrong? What would I do differently? At the same time, what I wish for myself to start building as a relationship. If this opportunity comes again with another person, with that person, it really doesn't matter. But what would I do differently, knowing that I gained a lot of new knowledge about myself, I observed myself, and that's this self study. It's gonna be very useful because it's when you enter the stage, and we are constantly co-creating, right? But it's right now when you're even more aware, you can start seeing, oh, there were some unhealthy patterns that we were engaged with, maybe very subconsciously because we were too much attached emotionally to the experience. Once you detach, you can start seeing it more clear that, oh, actually, this very thing that I was trying to play out with my twin flame, I used to do that in the previous connections too. And you will start seeing how they are really repeated cycles of experiences that you were not able to heal properly before. So I would say we are talking about detaching, and I fully agree on that. But at the same time, I encourage people to give it a thought in terms of the experience itself. What did you learn from it? What was showing you? Or maybe what kind of shadow sides were coming in terms of you. Don't judge other person is just a person, but what could you do better if you had another chance, you knowing that you're probably gonna end up having some other connections as well, and how to improve it, how do you create this most ideal relationship that it's based on these new principles and the new self or new sense of self. So that's very precious time actually, because you're not gonna be building those illusions based on any needs, codependencies. Just know, like, your value, you're building yourself, and you're gonna be patient with this process because as Eva says, like, you're gonna realize that you are whole as you are, and it's whether without or with someone, you're still whole, and there is no need to desperately chasing after someone or enter into some relationship just for the sake of it. You're gonna be waiting, but at the same time you're gonna start feeling how the energies want to work with you, because the universe will start deliver once you remove the resistances and you're clinging onto something, because you're kind of opening the doors. Probably for many people, this is the moment that the universe is waiting for, just for you to release these attachments and just say, okay, I'm open, I can go wherever the journey wants to take me, because I got tired of this pushing against something that is not working. So it's a very interesting period once you see how it all aligned in certain path and how it does want to take you.
Hmm.
Oh, we have some more comments.
Having my energy by myself is much more nice, rich, deep. I never thought I got to feel much more beautiful union energies. We stated that one time ago with Paulina. You need to unite yourself first before you unite with other people. If you haven't unite yourself, every person that you are going to be trying to unite in there, you're going to be going through the same unhealed pattern that you need to heal so you can heal yourself. Okay? Uh, this is one of the main energies that you need to do, guys. I'm gonna be kicking up a little bit on a higher gear here right now, because when you see within yourself, within the journey, that things doesn't go away and so on, you're acting kind of based of hi Crystal, thank you for coming in. You're gonna be going out in there and working um, on yourself to be who it's meant to be. But how do you know your true self? How do you know your higher self? You don't know your higher self yet. You are focused on the other person. You are focused on the twin flame. And when you detached in there, now the attention goes towards you. This is your power. You are going to be finding your true self. You need to be very happy about that detachment in there, because that detachment is going to lead you to your true self. Once your true self, as the Paulina said, you're going to take the pink glasses out. You're going to be living into the present. Most of the people, they don't live in the present. They live within the base of the visions that they saw, in the situations that they saw, and they're working so hard to get those visions. But that is a visions of path of energy that you're supposed to be ready for it, but you're not. And that's what the journey is telling you. This is the goal, but it's attaching within your own self and a based of the position and experience you have in this life. What about your experience? What about your understanding? What about things if they are not learned properly? What are you doing within the journey? You don't know your true self yet. You see, this is gonna be leading you to be a vulnerable, honest, but it's gonna make you powerful. Yeah, it's gonna be rare. Yeah, it's gonna cost you. Let me tell you what it's going to cost you. It's gonna be costing you that everyone that you used to resonate with, they're gonna be gone. That's what's gonna cost you. They're gonna be resonated with the difference, because most of the people living with the face mask off. You took your own, and everyone is like, "Oh my God, I don't resonate. I cannot be on your level to be a vulnerable." Why? What is your limitations not to be a vulnerable? You see, when you are detached, you don't see that you are attaching to your true self. You know how much inspiration your true self can give it to you? How much power that will be, not only within you, but that power that it later on when you have a supportive partner, someone who understands you in your soul, someone who is your best buddy, someone who is ready to be with you and the family, somebody who organizes themselves, someone who understands what the relationship is, someone who understands what needs to be done as the intimacy level in a proper way within the spirituality, someone who knows how to inspire you, someone who does the work with you because they're true self and they see that. Now you're talking about twin flames in action. Okay, but until you get to that, you have to do it on your own. And most of the problem it is to detach from what is more dear to you in order to discover your true self. And this is why is my thought about this. Don't worry about it. Uh, the journey is gonna be so much powerful after you detaching from your twin flame that you're not even gonna be realizing. You're gonna be. It's gonna take you maybe between 2 or 3 years after you detaching, because you're gonna carry in the wounds of what you thought is gonna happen. But once you start getting that clearing out this unprocessed emotions, you're gonna be, oh, I sent him an energy about this, but that never happened. I can take that energy back. And you're gonna find out how that energy that you're putting towards your twin flame, that he never was in there, that energy is coming back to you tenfold. Do you know why? Because it was in a space and time, and it was sitting there, and it was growing. So you can grow. You know, so many of the advanced things that it's gonna coming towards you. They're gonna be coming because of that energy has been maturing. As you're gonna be maturing, not only on a personal level, you're maturing in a spiritual realms. And it's gonna be asking you of one thing. Don't live in the past. Let go of the past. Don't live in the future. Focus on the one thing in the present of that. Don't go into the past life. Don't go to this quantum entanglements of whatever so you do in a different places of existence. Here, now, of this moment. And then when you're realizing things is gonna be start doing the proper way. You're gonna be understanding how the energies flows that it's coming within you. It's gonna be reflecting. Okay. And then your advancements is gonna come, and then the person who's gonna be with you, they're gonna be naturally attracted. Don't look for love. Don't. Because by the gravity, by the natural path of events, together with the universe, the person will arrive. As long as you did your work, you did the proper thing, and you are open. Some of the people are closed after the twin flame. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And they shut it down. You don't have to shut it down. Inspire yourself. Be yourself, your true self. And let the things follow the natural path of events, guys. All right?
Yeah, this is kind of the difference between we were talking about those visions. Like I like anytime you are getting some glimpses or visions, like this is for you to maybe get a sense about your journey, but at the same time, don't allow those visions to like lead you fully. It's just for you, for your inspiration, maybe for your idea what to focus on currently. But at the same time, remember those visions are for the universe to deliver. And we are supposed to be observers how those visions are coming to fruition with your effortless action. So it's normally people are striving so much, they saw something in vision and they will be doing double work for them and their counterparts and pushing too much while they forget about this general path that we don't have to push that much. Like things that are supposed to come to you, they will be coming much more smoothly and naturally. So that's what you're gonna be practicing once you detach, once you enter to this next phase of spirituality, and you see what is gonna happen once you detach from this belief system about twin flames and you want to start to be more free. You're not forgetting who you are because you never forget, but you're gonna start exploring more. Okay, my kind of like a twin flame experience, it came to some sort of a conclusion. I feel like I reached some milestone, I came to the next stage. What is out there more? You're gonna start redefining yourself. Oh, maybe I'm something more than just a twin flame. Maybe that's this label. Maybe there is something else. Maybe, and it's not about labels that much, but just gaining additional sense of self, that you're maybe made to do something else. Maybe there is some people like to call a purpose or mission, or maybe you will start finding those things, those new inspirations, but they're gonna be from your new sense of identity, because it's not gonna be, oh, we were together in this, we were supposed to have a joint mission, now what? No, you have to find your own, and knowing that you discover yourself, you discover what you like, don't like, and you're becoming more comfortable with who you are. Because that's another thing, like sometimes those beginning of initiations and ignitions, we are sometimes playing someone that we are not, just for the sake of losing, or maybe out of fear of losing the connection. So we are gonna be pretending someone that you're less and less resonate with, while there is this true self that it's kind of emerging and you're suppressing it because you're afraid of showing you really who you are. So those are those powers that will be coming to you once you let go and decide that you want to be your true self. You want to see what it is, like who you are really, and what is the next phases of the journey, because something is telling you in the back of your head, this is not the end. Like it's not the desperation is not the ultimate goal of this journey, to be in this misery and just waiting. And if you get more motivation, it's going to be towards changing something. Okay, like life is never-ending change. So what is the next thing I can change in my life to get it better, to get it more complete or more satisfactory? So that's why we were talking. There will be other areas of life you're gonna finally have a time to put your efforts to, because maybe some things need to be addressed either on material plane or physical plane, psychological plane. Like we all have something, but sometimes we just, when you're so distracted with something else in your mind, you forget about it, or you say, oh, there's gonna be better time to take a look into this. So this is just a very precious moment, because this is the only focus you should have, not into really fulfilling all your visions and dreams right away. Like allow the universe also to come up and just start deliver it, not do everything for you, but just, you will see this co-creation, how it works, that those energies will start flowing, the opportunities will be opening, or your soul will be telling you when to do, what to do, where to go. This is very precious moments, and moments that you will start seeing, okay, I let go of my own control. I want to see where energies will start taking me. So I just wish everyone that it's in this period, just maybe don't stick that much to Dio's timelines, because 2 3 years, to me it's a little bit like a long period. Honestly, it's like we are in this evolutionary process and everyone has different timeline. So I would say just find out by yourself how much time do you need to put your life into order and start being grateful for your journey, and say, oh, maybe that's another tip. Know your limits. Don't get into this never-ending cycle of inner work, and this grind. It's just, okay, you do some work, you do reevaluation of yourself, you're happy about yourself, you're proud about yourself. So that means that already you reach somewhere. Like just make sure not to get lost in this cycles of healing and all of that, because it can get also another distractions from life itself. There's like many things that start opening up after you enter this next stage, and you, as I said, properly process entering this stage, this grief, letting go, this silent period. This is for you. This is for you to really maybe embrace those energies that were exchanged, but maybe they were put kind of on hold, not properly processed, because you were too much attached to something that was not proper. So right now you kind of detach, you withdraw all of those energies, and everything that was exchanged from the moment of ignition, right now you can process, like properly digest it. So that's why you're entering this hermit period, to kind of sit with your own field.
Thank you, darling.
Sorry, I took too much.
No, actually, that was very beautiful. And going back there, back in time, okay, you're gonna be learning to live within the reality as its reality itself. You may gonna find out that some of your visions, quotation mark, up here, there were your own personal deep desires that never happened to you. There was a projections within your twin flames journey, not the twin flames journey itself. A lot of the situations that you're gonna find out in there, okay, is gonna be some kind of like these situations that you're trying to process, okay, and those processes, when you processing, you're finding the reality, and the reality itself, it's coming out into the playground and asking you to be real. And then you will find out the real visions, the real messages, the real situations that's gonna come out. They're not gonna come out from the ego. They're not gonna come out from this. What was the proper word? Say this, programming myself in the twin flames journey, in the base of what is out there. Because you're programming yourself, and at some point the journey is going to be asking you to search informations about a twin flame, but you're searching so you can satisfy the ego, okay, while you're not searching to find your true self. And when the true self comes out and the reality hits you, then you're going to be acting on the reality itself the way it is, okay. So with this energies in there, and based of those visions, your projection within yourself. Can you project your true self though? You see, that projection of your true self is in the mirror. Go watch yourself in the mirror. Go watch yourself how you act in life. Go see what the thing is coming, and then it's gonna be coming out whatever it needs to be. The same way, if you're working on a project, what is the project goes? How did that project is gonna go? Right? It's an reflection of your actions within the project that it comes in. So you're gonna be able to figure out a lots of things about you that you did not knew. And when you're discovering the new things, you're gonna be finding two things: your limitations and your inspirations. And those two is gonna be leading you on the path of success. Because the inspiration is gonna help you to resolve the limitations. Okay? You're gonna have that power as the power of the twin flames, that is the moving, driving force within yourself. And you're gonna be driven in there. Okay? There's gonna be some humps, dumps, and so on. But in the future, as now what? After I detaching from my twin flame, now what? Those are the two things you need to look in there within yourself: your limitations and the inspirations to overcome your limitations. Those are the two things. You find that those two, you're gonna be self-observing yourself. It's gonna be absolutely turning to a very powerful moments in there. Okay, instead of you are attaching to your twin flame, you gaining their consciousness in there with yourself, and now you're copying them. That information is not for you to copy. That information is coming to you for quite a few reasons in there. To see what is it been healed in there from within them to heal within you. To see how you're gonna be able, what it's missing on their positions in there. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you still have the consciousness within there. I keep telling the people that during this ignition state, the ignition state can happen one way. That's when the one person ignites the other and that's it. But can happen between them. And when it happens in between them, there's going to be a third energies. And they're both going to know about it. When you have that energies and the divine is present, you will understand who you need to connect with. Okay? But if you need to connect with, you need to detach with. And it's going to be asking you this. And then the journey begins as natural events. No more projections, no more manifestations that come from manipulations. It is as it is. And then life is going to be beautiful. You're going to be free. And most of the people don't want to be free. They are attaching themselves to something. Because that's how it is. You're always attached to something. You can be attached to houses, you can be attached to people, you can be attached to jobs, you can be attached to parents, you can attach to cultures, you can attach to religions, friends, influencers, right? Spiritual leaders. That doesn't make you independent, right? Still have attachments to it. But when you free yourself, when you find the power of the freedom within you, you're going to be finding the illuminations. Okay? But again, limitation inspirations, they're going to lead you to a lot of things, including this self path of illumination. I'm talking if you're experience. Okay? Somebody told me so many years ago that Mr. Dio was selling of industrial system technology technicians in plastics is going to be coming in and talking about and understand this. I was going to be like, who are you talking to? Right? But the experience teaches me so much. Now we're passing this experience to you guys. Okay? We're passing it to you. I want to wish you good luck. Very powerful questions was asked about it. But as we see on it, me and Paulina, we've been on the journey in there. I wish you good luck because we know the value after we all done this. We understood the price that we pay. We understood the reality, and we're living within the reality as it is. But we understood one thing, the power of the soul within, the love that is all existent. Okay. And that's what we come in, and that's what you will find. It's so rare. Okay. It's so rare. What is so rare? The truth and the reality. It's rare. Okay. But you're gonna be so thankful of that truth and the reality, guys. And that's my wishes for you guys. That's I wish you're gonna feel happy, free bird. Okay. And you're gonna be you, your real you. All right. Back to you, baby. And if you guys have some questions, you guys can ask. Don't be afraid of it.
Hi, Rich. Good to see you here. I hope you're okay. Yeah, one thing that we probably forgot about, we touched the base, but you're gonna realize if you haven't at to this moment that you are a spiritual being. And when everything fails and everything is just goes to poop and there is nothing left, you're gonna see that you still have your life and you still have this little voice inside that it's guiding you and was actually guiding you from the very beginning. And that's very precious moment when you start realizing that even though like everything has gone, you still have yourself, and that's this main motivation that's gonna be driving you. And it may be very gentle at the beginning, you may feel weak, you may feel confused, but you gotta keep going. And this is very beautiful to see yourself. That's the lesson that we are supposed to learn to properly start the journey without getting dependent on people, but just knowing your full responsibility for yourself and knowing that there is no one there to save you, there is no one coming back, no one running back to you, and all of that. Once you realize that, it's super uncomfortable, but at the same time you sit in this space and this darkness and this sadness, you process what is the process, and at some point you're gonna say, okay, enough, what now? So I think that's again, I say, if your soul wanted to be included in this twin flame experience as a spiritual journey, you were supposed to experience this and experience deeply and from each side. So you have to experience the extremes in terms of human relationships, even the most painful ones, just to know what after that, after you heal and start your journey really seriously, what you want to experience and what you don't want to experience. So you know consequences of your actions and you don't make dumb mistakes the next time you have a chance. Because as we progress, like you're gonna have next chances. So this is just a very beautiful realization, even for people who are not spiritual and they don't believe in this stuff. And you may put any labels you want, but this sense of belonging to this your higher version of yourself, that you're gonna be guided, you're gonna be fine, there are gonna be new people entering your life. If not, for now on you're fine, you will find your way. This is very beautiful, and I believe this is the main purpose, how to properly get a reset and start your next phase from the proper ground.
Very beautiful, guys. Very beautiful. Um, you are going to know, but how do you know? Know yourself. That's how you're gonna know. It's been a great journey. It's been a great timings with this, and don't be afraid. Let me tell you, the biggest teacher is gonna be your pain. When you figure out why you're in pain, you're gonna be figuring it out of a lots of things in there. Because after the pain, it's gonna be coming to joy. And that's what you're striving for, I hope. Okay? because staying there within the pain, staying there within the situations is not going to be able to change anything. You want to change the reality you're living in, starting from within you. And as Paulina said, she's going to be needing this. I wish I have this. You know, they selling those red buttons that says reset. Okay, the reset button, but that reset button is started within you. You have that reset. Okay, you're like a computer. What happens with a computer that it's get glitched and it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't matter. You cannot operate anything in there. You cannot click. You click here. I want to close this program, so close this, and nothing going on. What do you have to do? You press the reset button on a computer. There is no other choice. Okay, so learn it from that. Getting it from that is gonna help you. You earn this reset with yourself to build your first self. I will love you. Appreciate you guys that you're coming in today. Thank you so much. And go hit that reset button, will you? It's gonna help you. Looking forward for your comments when you reset. How does that feel? How was that freedom will be? And what choices you're gonna make it after the reset. Hopefully don't repeat the same things. Okay? Much love to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your comments and sharing. And see you next time.
And let
It's a
me
good
give you the
discussion.
gifts. Love, guys, to all of you. And we're looking forward for your comments. You want to connect to us, you can use the email above or simply write us a message here below the video. And from us to you guys, the gifts of love. You can unwrap it as much as you need it. We love everybody.
I'm happy for you, Eva. This is as a like a watcher on your journey. I I have a lot of respect towards your hard work. That's good. Good to see the progress and good to see the effects. Actually, that there is a way out of this like label and box and cage that we kind of create for ourselves, and it can get easier.
Brother Rich, thank you for everything and appreciate it. And let's catch up sometimes. It's been a while, it hasn't been talked. Okay? So find me on the Facebook. Would love to talk to you too. All right, guys. Thank you. Much love, and we'll see you next week. Okay? Be love from us.